Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 9 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now again, we have got quite the snow event that has unfolded over the past 24 hours across eastern North Carolina. We are going to be taking a look at what we're seeing across the east. We're going to be looking at some of the pictures you guys have sent in. We're obviously going to be going over some snowfall totals. Again, haven't gotten the official list quite just yet from the National Weather Service, but we are waiting on that. We do have some preliminary numbers we do want to share with you. Now, I do want to mention that you may be living in the same area and may have some higher snowfall totals. If that is the case, please feel free to throw them over in our comment section on Facebook. We would love to hear them. Again, we got quite a few readings. We've updated some of our numbers, but again, I know that some of our numbers right now that we have in the system are still from last night. So if you're waking up, seeing a whole bunch of snow out your door, please feel free. Let us know where you live, kind of the general city, and how much snow you got. That would be fantastic. That'd be fantastic. But let's take a look at what we've got right now. Across Greenville, currently 21 degrees over Daddy-Ficklin Stadium. Feels like 9. Winds still very, very strong. And it is going to, again, be a very breezy day today. As far as pictures go, is sent in from Becky Alford of Chocowinity. Here you can see the beautiful red, white, and blue flag flying there, lit up. But of course, the winter wonderland is the key feature there. Lots of snow on the ground. Michael Everett of Tarboro showing this picture of the moon rising. Looks very, very cool. If it wasn't for the snow, I'd say, all right, that's a pretty sweet Halloween looking shot. But no, here we are in January, in the middle of winter, clearly, with all that snow on the ground. Kendra Warren sent this picture in from Pine Knoll Shores. Looking again at quite a bit of snow on the ground and on the trees. And Patrick Parks of New Bern also gave us this one. You can again see snow completely covering the car, quite a bit stacked on top of the vehicle there. Here's a look at what we've got as far as radar is concerned. Continuing to see the last of the flakes pulling away from the east. Doesn't look like we're going to again be seeing any additional moisture come down. So pretty much the snow that you're seeing right now is the snow that you're going to keep. Now the wind will blow around quite a bit of that snowfall. Could lead to maybe it looking like there's more snowflakes coming down. But again, right now we are kind of at the end of the system. Still seeing a few flakes from the northern Outer Banks down across portions of Dare, Hyde, and down East Carteret County, even stretching across Ocracoke and the Pamlico Sound. But that's pretty much all she wrote for areas closer to Highway 17 and certainly west of 17. Do want to say good morning to Amanda Bloom. Thank you so much for joining me from Maysville and Jacksonville. 15 inches so far. That is impressive. Again, we've had some very high totals. Some of the highest totals, though, not just, of course, Onslow County, but more so, I would say, eastern Onslow, southern Jones, southern Craven, southern Pamlico, and just about all of Carteret County. Carteret was ground zero for heavy snow last night, and I do anticipate the numbers we're going to be getting today are going to be higher than the numbers you're seeing on your screen. Again, these were some of the numbers that we had as of midnight last night. So again, still hoping to get some updated numbers in as we make our way through the next few hours. Here's again some of the numbers as of last night. Bridgeton saw about not a foot and a half, but 12.5 inches of snow. Minnesota Beach came in at a foot of snow. Greenville saw just under a foot at 11.5 inches. Williamston, 10 inches of snow, while Newport saw 8.8 inches. Rocky Mountain came in at 7, Southern Shores at 5, and Blunt's Creek also saw about a foot of snow. Ormondsville, 11 inches of snow. Nebraska, 10 inches. Oak City, 8.5. Winterville, 7.8. Otway, 6.2, and Sandy Bottom 5.5. Again, these numbers are going to be changing as we get more data into the Weather Center, but just wanted to give you guys kind of a look at what we know for sure so far. Obviously, we know that those numbers are going to be increasing as people head outside and take a measurement themselves. Grab your rulers, grab your yardsticks, stick them out in the snow and tell us what you got. Air temperatures currently sitting in the teens and low 20s throughout all of eastern North Carolina. But that tells you half the story. This is what it feels like outside. Whew. Single digits for just about all of eastern North Carolina, save for Windsor. And in fact, Elizabeth City right now coming in feeling like zero. Feeling like zero. Bundle up if you're heading out today, whether you're going to go make a snowman, a snow angel, have a snowball fight, just lay in the snow, take an ice walk, maybe go sledding. Whatever it is, bundle up before you go out the door. Do you want to say good morning to Terry Baker? 11 inches in Falkland. Wow, man, talk about a shot of snow. We got quite a bit last night, and unfortunately the winds are still going to be breezy today, and that I don't think we're going to be seeing any additional power outages as the winds are expected to slowly relax through today and into tomorrow. But again, it is certainly a danger we are continuing to keep an eye on. Now, Sheila Doherty, what is your opinion when the roads this week will be safe to get out? That right there, Sheila. That's the million-dollar question. And honestly, I think Monday is still going to be pretty similar to what you're seeing outside right now. There will be some improvement. As I was coming into work today, DOT crews, I've smartly got a big plow truck. I saw him going. I was like, okay, I'm going to wait for this guy. I got behind him and then just kind of followed him down Greenville Boulevard. But those DOT trucks are taking care of some of the bigger roads across eastern North Carolina. They're going to continue to work, and I think they will create certainly improvement. But Mother Nature is not going to help out until we get to around Tuesday at lunchtime. I think tail end of Tuesday, we are going to be seeing quite a bit of melt. We'll also have some rain showers coming in on Tuesday that will help melt away everything. So that's more Tuesday evening to Tuesday night. So by the time we get to Wednesday, roads are going to be fine. Tuesday morning, certainly going to be hazardous out there. Tuesday afternoon, improvement, but still possibly some slick spots, some rough patches, especially areas that stay shady. And then, yeah, Wednesday, things should be back to normal. Obviously, it's going to be staying cold, but yeah, that's at least my opinion. I think by Wednesday, we're looking again at more normalcy returning to the east. Let's take a look at wind gusts, though. Right now, wind gusts, important to note, along the coast, we're seeing around 30 to 45 mile an hour gusts. It is very windy across the water, and that's where we also find a coastal flood warning. This will remain in effect until 7 p.m. tonight. Now, the winds, again, are going to relax over today. By the time we get to around 3 p.m., we're looking at inland areas sitting more around the 15 mile per hour wind mark. And then by 9 o'clock, just about all of eastern North Carolina, largely sitting between around 6 to 12 mile per hour winds. Normal is right around 5 to 10. We can certainly handle that. 7 to 15, not too bad. But once you get upwards around 20 to 30 mile an hour sustained winds like we had last night and woke up to this morning, that's where power outages become more of a possibility just due to the potential for breaking tree branches. It does look like, again, we've got 11.5 inches in Demonis Cobb's yard, and then we've got Crystal Livingston, my house in Pea Ridge, 12.5 inches. Good morning to Bobby Brown. Got almost 12 inches on his patio in Snow Hill. I always love hearing about snow in Snow Hill. Just seems appropriate, seems right. Like all's good in the world if we've got snow in Snow Hill. As far as your afternoon planner goes, highs likely getting into the upper 20s. I think some areas may try to push the low 30s, but we are all going to be staying below freezing today, which means no melt will be happening from Mother Nature. Obviously, DOT crews putting down some salt and some sand will help improve road conditions, but I don't want to get back out on the roads, and I still got to go home. So it's one I would encourage everyone to stay off of the roads. It's just not worth it. Not worth it. In fact, last night as I was driving home, slid into a curb and completely cracked my rim. So I was I think it was around 9:30 to 10 o'clock at night in my neighborhood trying to change. Well, not trying, I did end up changing my tire, my whole wheel off for the small little donut wheel that, you always have in the back, the little spare that always just looks like, kind of like a dog when they have the cones out. Yeah, same thing. But my point is, take it easy. I'm a northerner. I driven in the snow, very comfortable in it, but even the most experienced can can get a little bit too confident, slide, and end up again dealing with a little bit more of a headache than you were hoping for. So take my L as a lesson, and hopefully again it can save you from having to buy a new wheel like I had to last night. We've got 13 inches in Aden with drifts over 22 inches. That's from Courtney Varando. Sorry if I mispronounced your last name. Yeah, it is. There's a lot, and the drifts are even higher. When you are measuring your snowfall, don't measure from the snow drifts. Obviously, that's going to give you incredibly high totals. Well, yeah, if that makes you feel good, awesome, great. But again, for an accurate snow reading, you're going to try to want to, I don't know why I put that back up again. You're going to want to try to get out essentially to the center of your yard where there's very little influence from anything else possibly catching some of those snowflakes, whether it's a bush, a tree, your house, a car, a mailbox. Go to the center of the yard, far away from everything, then put your ruler down into the ground and see what you end up with. That is, again, a more accurate way to measure snow than over there. There's a big pile of snow. We got a lot. I'm going to go measure over there, end up with 24 inches. It's like, all right, that's a snow drift, not your snow total. Here's a look at your evening planner. As far as what we've got later on tonight, air temperatures dropping down to frigid levels. This is important. We have got air temperatures that are going to be quite a bit colder tonight than what we had last night. So I would encourage people to keep the faucets dripping tonight and open up your cupboards, especially on walls that you know you've got pipes in. Make sure those pipes, again, are exposed to some of the warmer air from the inside of your house by opening up those cupboard doors, then letting the outside air try to be more of an influence on those pipes and the inside air. Tomorrow morning, again, 10 degrees. We'll be at 28 by noon tomorrow. By the time we get into the afternoon, we're going to be hovering around freezing, looking around 32, 33 degrees. That will create a little bit of melting, but it's not going to create a lot. Certainly not enough to make any sort of significant dent in the snow across eastern North Carolina, but it will create enough melt to have things ice over again, really Sunday night into Monday morning, or excuse me, Monday night into Tuesday morning. Today we're not seeing any melting. Tomorrow, maybe a touch, but any sort of melt is only going to exacerbate our problems. As far as snow goes, again, most of it is working its way out into the Atlantic. By the time we get to around 2, 3 p.m., most of eastern North Carolina is going to be breaking out into the sunshine. And then from there, we stay clear overnight tonight into tomorrow, and that's going to help drive those air temperatures down into the teens. May, in fact, actually see a little bit of fog early on tomorrow morning. Something to keep an eye out there. Now, I do have a question from Karen Peterson. Good morning. How much did Goldsboro get? Well, Karen, right now we are hearing that Goldsboro saw about 8 inches of snow. I would give it around 7 to 8. But we don't have anything official yet from the Weather Service for Central Wayne County. Forget about the week. What will next weekend look like? That's from Rachel Lozano. Next weekend, Rachel, is looking dry. Cold, but dry. First dry weekend of 2026 coming up next weekend. I know we're probably looking outside and saying, I'll believe it when I see it. But yeah, next Saturday, next Sunday, you won't be having to deal with any sort of precipitation falling from the sky. You will have to deal with cold air temperatures. Will still likely be in the mid to upper 30s. Some areas may be in the low 40s. But it is, again, going to be our first dry weekend of the year. Beautiful is shut down. This is from John Volker. 1 4x4 drove down the road. I have front wheel drive. Honda will not be driving in it. Or my truck, which is not 4-wheel drive. Yeah, not a good time. If you can avoid driving, do so. It is only going to create stress in your life, increase your blood pressure, and put you and others in danger. So if you can, stay at your house, stay indoors, stay warm, and let the DOT crews do their work to try and clear all of this mess off of the road. So it's easier by the time we all need to go to work tomorrow. Obviously, I do still think there's going to be quite a few shutdowns across eastern North Carolina. Tonight's air temperature, a big reason why, down at around 10 degrees is going to be frigid out there, and it's not going to help. Any sort of melt that happens today, I don't think it's going to be much, if any at all. I mean, 27 degrees, you're going to have a hard time getting stuff to melt when it's below freezing. But on Monday, overnight lows, 16 degrees into Tuesday morning. It will still be treacherous on the roads coming up as we kick off your Tuesday. Tuesday night into Wednesday, that's an important overnight air temperature to watch. Yeah, rain and precipitation is a part of that forecast, but 32 degrees is arguably more important. If we get up to around 34, 35 degrees, we know that our opportunity for more snow completely goes away. I know that is an option right now, depending, of course, on how cold we get. But more importantly, if we stay above freezing, then the melting process that we see really get going Tuesday afternoon isn't going to completely go away. It will slow down Tuesday night into Wednesday, but we will likely, again, still maintain melting conditions through Tuesday night into Wednesday, especially if rain showers come along with it. So, again, I think Wednesday is looking far better for those of you wanting to hit the roads, and of course what Monday or Tuesday would look like. But Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of next week, lots of sunshine. We've got air temps, mid-40s on Friday, upper 30s on Saturday, upper 30s for the Super Bowl, which of course you can find on WITN. Now, that's essentially your weather forecast coming up here over the next several days. We will, again, hopefully be going live with some of our reporters in the field coming up over the next several hours. We're going to try to be live with you certainly through noon today right here on the First Alert desk. Trying to give you guys some pictures. In fact, here is actually a picture of what we had last night. This is from our very own Hannah Hutter, who took this picture outside of the McDonald's in Kinston. And she said, well, if you're looking for a snow measurement, don't have a ruler, but the snow is as deep as her McDonald's cup. There it is. And the funny part is that when she went in, she took a measurement with the gift card that was used to buy the cup. And at the time, the snow was just at the gift card. So gained quite a bit of snow as she was in there getting a drink last night at the McDonald's in Kinston. But for now, that's all we have time for. I want to thank you all so much for joining me over on Facebook. Looks like Pam Sullivan, Albertson got 12 inches in Duplin County. Terry Baker, so you're saying it's probably not going to be wise to be on the road around 6 a.m. Tuesday morning. Yes, I am saying it is not going to be wise to be out on the roads at 6 a.m. Tuesday morning. Obviously, we do need to let the DOT crews do their work. If they, again, can work some miracles and get all of this off the road coming up tomorrow, then I'll be singing a different tune. But just looking at what we have seen, where air temperatures are going to be, it does not look like, again, we're going to see enough improvement for me to confidently say, all right, everybody's fine, hit the roads, you're going to be good. I don't think that's going to be the case by the time we get to Tuesday morning. Tuesday afternoon, yes, but Tuesday morning, still going to be icy out there, especially with overnight lows dropping down to about 16 degrees. Are we going to get any more snows? Question from Mary Lloyd. Not with this system, Mary. We do still have a few flakes coming down for those of you watching closer to the water around the Pamlico Sound and the Outer Banks, but those are the last places that are seeing snow right now and likely are not going to be seeing any additional snow from here on out, at least with this system. There have been some model runs that have shown snow through the middle of next week, depending, of course, on low pressure positions. As we see again, right now we've got, we'll bring up your 8-day forecast again. You see we've got some rain in the forecast Tuesday night into Wednesday. Those overnight lows dip down a little bit more Tuesday night. We could again have an additional round of a few flakes coming in late Tuesday night into Wednesday, but that obviously is going to be a difficult task to get those flakes to stick. They will stick to snow already present on the ground, but any melting that occurs on Tuesday is going to make it incredibly difficult for any additional flakes to stick, especially with overnight lows only sitting at around 32 degrees. Not quite cold enough to again see widespread sticking, especially when we already have a little bit of melt going on. We've got Scott Cowan received 9 inches to a foot of snow at Fire Tower and Evans Street. I believe that. Yeah, I was out in that area last night, and we were looking at least, I think by the time we were around 10 and 9 p.m. Yeah, it certainly looked like around 8 to 9 inches at that point, and I know we only saw more stack on top of that. Any updates for Greenville, NC? Well, right now everyone is snowed in. If you're looking for an image of Greenville, here we go. This is Arlington and Greenville Boulevard, the intersection there, and while you can see some tire tracks in the roads, this is still not a type of weather pattern you want to be out in. It is cold, it is difficult to drive in. It's very easy to stop, slip, and skid, not where you want to. So please, if you can, stay off of the roads. And then we've got another question. This one, Brent Oliver, you're not crazy. You're not crazy at all. But Brent Oliver asked, does it snow over the ocean? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But ocean, being salt water, takes quite a bit longer for it to freeze. So as those snowflakes come down, they hit the water and then melt on contact. Just like, again, if you see like a pond, especially in eastern North Carolina, it may have frozen over, depending, of course, on how deep it is. But if it didn't, of course, any snowflakes that hit the pond melt on contact and just add a little bit more water to the pond water level itself. Well, with that, we got 9:21. We'll be back coming up at 10 a.m. with more news and weather across eastern North Carolina. I want to thank you all so much for not only bringing your questions, but also your snowfall totals. Does look like we got another question. Sheila Carmen, snow total in Kinston. Last I believe I saw in Kinston, I don't hold me to this, I want to say 7 inches, could have been 8, but I would say we're 7 to 9 inches. Again, I'll double check on that coming up at 10 for you, Sheila. But yeah, I think in Kinston, central Lenoir County, you guys saw just shy of about a foot. But again, we'll be back coming up at 10. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic snow day. Enjoy the Sunday. We'll be back in just a few moments after, again, gather up some more news, gather up some more pictures, and gather up some more snowfall totals.